Welcome to Tuesday's Market Situation Report, or SITREP. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz, and the president's still trying to bask in the glow of the handshake seen around the world and panned half around the world. Of course, if you're a president who flies pallets of cash in unmarked airplanes in the middle of the night, away from cameras and stuff like that and trying to hide it, to Iranian mullahs who have killed 608 Marines and soldiers in Iraq, that's seen as diplomacy. But walking up and shaking the hand of a dude where you know it's going to have to come down to mano a mano, that's horrible diplomacy. Democrats, you truly are stupid people. Can't stand you. Get a brain, man. It really is. It cracks me up. If Barack Hussein Obama had done this, it would have been the second coming of Christ. Shut up and let the man do his job. Moving on here. Now the man really has to do his job. Lost in all of the potential trade deal, not deal stuff yesterday, and the basking in the glow of the handshake. Iran came out and said, yeah, we just blew through our uranium cap that we agreed to in 2015. And the United Nations said, yeah, they did blow through it. So not only did Iran say it breached the nuke deal limits, Iran said they did. So we can sit here and bicker and talk about what the president should do about Iran. I really don't think anything is going to happen here from the United States because Israel's most likely going to do it. If you were a member here back here in 2012, 2013, you remember what Barack Hussein Obama did to Bibi? Bibi was going to attack Israel. And he asked Barack Hussein Obama for those bunker-busting bombs, like the Moabs, the mother of all bombs. What did Obama do? Dude, don't mess up my re-election chances. Just sit on your hands, and after I'm re-elected, I'll give you the Moabs. He got re-elected. Lucy pulled the football out. Bibi didn't get the bombs. He never trusted Obama again. They had a horrific relationship. As a matter of fact, Barack Hussein Obama tried to interfere in Bibi's re-election campaign. Thought we didn't like doing stuff like that. Very, very interesting, folks. Israel cares more, well, I'm not going to say more, or just about, if not a little bit more, about a nuclear-armed Iran than we do. So we might not even have to act because Israel ain't going to allow a nuclear-armed Iran. Why am I rambling about this? Because this is going to impact volatility. So the VIX right now, as I'm shooting this, is down about 3.5%, down about 13.5%. We're going to stay elevated here, folks. We found this kind of new resting heart rate up here. We're not going to get back down to this old resting heart rate for quite a while. July is going to be a very, very volatile month, folks. Iran-linked hackers said to be ready to do what? Attack the United States targets. We did a cyber attack against Iran. How would you feel if you woke up one day and every account you own, from your bank account to your brokerage account, is at zero? Better hope you have paper copies, folks. Or Iran decides to take down the New York City electrical grid. Within 4 hours, it would be Planet of the Apes, man. They'd be eating each other. So we need to get ready. You need to get long volatility because there's a lot of potential bad on the horizon here, especially for July. Look at this double top here, folks. Well, actually, now it's a quadruple top. 1, 2, 3. We broke through it yesterday on quote-unquote good news. What? Did you see how that rally fizzled out yesterday? I sold into it. Bear call spread on China with the FXI, bear call spread on XLY, and we got bullish with a bull put spread, a weekly bull put spread on volatility. Why? The president didn't say a word yesterday about Iran. It's been over 24 hours since I've heard a word from John Bolton, the White House, or the president about Iran saying we blew through our nuke limits. What happened a month ago, folks? 4 tankers attacked, 2 tankers attacked, a drone attacked. I'm going to bomb these guys. No, I stopped 10 minutes prior to the bombing. What do we not? The president doesn't care about Iran again? Come on, man. The market only cares when it cares, and it's going to care very, very soon. China hardens line on the Hong Kong protests, hinting it could intervene. I've been to Hong Kong a couple times, loved the town. When the Brits turned it back over to the Chinese, I knew this was going to happen. So China hinting it could intervene. Hello, Tiananmen Square, man. Wow. Could you imagine if the Chinese intervene in these Hong Kong protests? So China hinting it could intervene is going to make more protests. Get ready. This is going to come to a head as well. And who are we going to side with? Obviously, the protesters. So here we go. Not only is that going to be a political issue, but Donald J. Trump invited who? The president of Taiwan to visit the United States. When? In July, folks. So here we go. The president tugging on Superman's cape here. China's going to be furious when this lady is going to be on TV in the United States. Not good. If you don't know your history, Taiwan is a renegade province that China is going to take back, or you believe it is an independent country that we supply with F-16s, M1 Abrams battle tanks, and other weapons. That's going to come to a head. Really laughing at what happened the other day, folks, with this. And by the way, China over the past couple of days has had a live fire drill in the South China Sea, shooting these hypersonic aircraft carrier destroying missiles. Nothing to see here. Let's focus on trade. U.S.-China trade talks are back on track. What did the president say in the Oval Office yesterday? I forget. He was talking about border security. Of course, this came up, but he's like, dude, talks are back on track. We're already talking. We've been talking. Okay, well, Peter Navarro on CNBC earlier said, yeah, we're talking, but, kind of a lot to do here. So you got a lot to do out of him. You got Mnuchin going, we're 90% done. That 10% that remains, folks, is ginormous, huge, phenomenal. So Navarro said, talks are complicated, and it's going to take some time. It's going to be a long, hot summer here, folks. So get ready for an increase in volatility and a potential market that's trading. We're going to trade at least sideways going into the Fed meeting, folks. So the market high from the Trump-Xi trade truce may not last. It didn't last a half a day. So we're just kind of flopping around here on the Dow. We were up, 30, 40. We're down 30, 40. We're flopping around here on the Dow. And when you flop around near record highs, that means there's no conviction. I just got off a very good coaching call, and before that I had a call with a buddy up in New York City. Nobody he knows, and he knows where a lot of buried bodies are buried in New York City. Ain't nobody buying at record highs here. So, and tomorrow, more or less everybody checking out mentally, getting ready for the 4th of July. So a little bit of a potential volatile day tomorrow. In other news, you ready for this? Decline in share buybacks pose a hurdle for the stock market. What did I tell you back here, folks? Right around here, I said the number one buyer of the S&P 500 year to date has been who? The S&P 500. And what did I say stopped here? They stopped buying back shares. Now the Wall Street Journal is coming out about a month and a half after I reported this. I talked to institutional investors, folks that run family offices. I talked to hedge fund managers, and they saw this, right? And this is where hedge fund managers, not my buddies, said, hey, the water's warm, jump in. Boom. So we're going to brief this at 1 o'clock in our primary live trade brief, folks, but the decline in share buybacks is bad. How many CFOs and companies are going to jump in with both feet right here at record highs? Let's definitely buy back more of our shares here at 52-week highs. Not going to happen, folks. That is very, very, very bad. Companies are warning that earnings results are going to be brutal. Guess what also is happening here in July? Earnings. They're going to be brutal. I told my weekly options and solo Amazon folks this yesterday afternoon. I said Q2 earnings are going to be abysmal. And there ain't no future. The CFO, the CEO can't get on the phone call and say, well, the outlook looks great because of a trade deal. Did you not hear Peter Navarro? Complicated, and they're going to take some time. So companies ain't looking too hot. And in final news, Nike can continue to kiss my ass. I calculated it the last time I was up in Orlando and went to the outlets. They've lost over $2,000 in revenue from the Buckley household. Well, we don't care about you. We're looking for the next generation. I'm raising a 19, 14, and 11-year-old girl to not purchase Nike stuff because they're anti-American. Nike blocked a 4th of July red, white, and blue sneaker because of the Betsy Ross flag on the back. Who had a problem with it? Colin Kaepernick, that douche, untalented, washed-up quarterback who, sacrifice everything if it means losing everything. Hey, jackwad, why don't you go to Arlington National Cemetery and go take a look at real women and men who sacrificed everything? So douche like you can run around and be a jackwad. Who is the CEO of Nike? Is Colin Kaepernick the CEO of Nike? Companies that play identity politics suck. And I got into some great Twitter battles last night. Oh, their stock price has really suffered, Wiz. You know a lot about investing. The 1-year performance of Nike stock is like up 7%. How many of you like investing in companies whose stock price goes up 7% in a year? I could put that money in my couch and make more money. So all of you who love Nike, please please put your money in Nike. That would be awesome. Under Armour is what I like more, also probably a single-digit stock, so I wouldn't get into Under Armour. I'm not in that space anyway. The point being, folks, is it's funny when people like, hey, their stock price hasn't suffered. It's up 7% in a year. You want to take a look at some of our portfolios? Come on now. It's ridiculous. I will never buy another Nike product again. I haven't since their last idiot campaign with Re-Douche. And my kids won't either. They will raise their kids to do the same thing. So I love how they're pandering to a political class. I love these companies, these social justice warrior companies who alienate, I'm not going to say 50% of America, because there's a silent majority in this country that just shake their heads and end up not doing this stuff. Makes me furious. Thank God for the Arizona governor. Today they were literally supposed to be opening some like new factory in Arizona, and the governor just ordered his business incentive commission to pull every dollar in funding of tax incentives to Nike to build that plant in Arizona. Go somewhere else. So I'm sure all those folks that were going to be building the factory or maybe working in that factory, the middle to lower income folks, are thrilled with Colin Kaepernick. Kiss my ass, Colin Kaepernick. You're a jackwad. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock for the primary live trade brief. God bless.